What motivates me, I'm not sure, except that I want to fulfill life to the fullest I'm able, using whatever mental and physical and emotional powers I have. The big obstacle for someone like myself is not being able to read. When I was 2, my mother was reading a book to my older brothers and me, and I put my hands up to feel it, and she explained to me, "Darling, you can't see the pictures or read the print." And I remember thinking at the age of 2.5, well, actually that's what I want to do. And so my big challenge at university and as a teacher was reading. And I read by students, friends, family, volunteers would read to me. And I spent so much time being read to that I didn't have any time for social life. I was almost a hermit-like, but it was the only way I could survive. Big changes occurred in my life in the mid-1980s, one of them being computer-based adaptive technology. Now I don't have to be nice to people to read to me. I can scan a book and have it read out in synthetic speech, and most of the law that I read now comes from the internet. I couldn't have been Dean of Sydney Law School, a dad, a husband, an advisor to various governments if I hadn't had the computer-based adaptive technology. One of my most significant achievements was becoming a senior lecturer at Monash Law School at the beginning of 1980. Now this may seem strange now that people shoot up to being professors very quickly, but as a person with a significant disability who'd been employed at Monash, the mark of being promoted as a senior lecturer with tenure was that you have made it. You have shown us that you are one of the community. You are the same as us. I love teaching. I've now taught for 40 years. I first tutored at Monash before I went to graduate school in 1972 in company law, in the economics faculty, believe it or not. I love the interaction with students. I love the argumentation. I loved seeing young minds stretch. But I think the influence that we teachers have on the young women and men before us lasts for their lifetime. My role as a human rights advocate really began with my work in labour law. I've been very concerned about the welfare of working people around the world. And in industrial societies like Australia, the manner of fairness that we operate in our labour laws is a litmus test for the health of our policy. And that's what's drawn me to labour law. That was my life's calling, whatever else happened. And it's been so for 42 years. Can't believe it. If you're given skills above the average, it's incumbent upon you to use those for social good. That's what you're here for. You're part of the universe, and they're awesome responsibilities. And one of the highlights of my life is receiving this award. But when we talk about lifetime achievement, I hope it's not over. You know, I think there's a bit more of life to come, but I'm very pleased to receive it now.